on, guys? So today I'm gonna be going ahead installing my front axles. Pretty much I've been having issues driving the car. I've been hearing a lot of rattling noises whenever I'm going to work, and I found out there's a huge leak coming from the driver's side. Went ahead and bought two axles, and these are specifically for the Mazdaspeed platform, as it has a thicker axle than the regular Mazda 3. The teeth are actually also different from the Mazda 3 as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how that goes. Alright guys, so now I went ahead, removed the wheel. I didn't remove the brakes yet because I wanted to see where's the leak coming from. And here is a bunch of stuff going on right here. Let me try to zoom in. So all of that is oil coming from the axle itself right there. I believe from driving the car a lot, it's you know, splashed all of the fluid everywhere. I don't know if you can tell all the way right there, but there's like the rubber boot. It's loose, if that makes sense. So now we figured out the problem. There's a lot of oil right there, so I'm gonna have to clean all of this. So I figured out the problem, so now I'm gonna go ahead, remove the brakes. I'm gonna go ahead, remove this end link right here. Need to remove this tie rod right here, and then this part of the control arm right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll see how that goes. And then also remove this axle nut right here. On the axle nut itself, there is like a bend going into this nut right here. So I think I'm gonna have to grab a screwdriver, try to like bend it outwards, so therefore I can be able to remove the nut itself. So I'm gonna grab a hammer and just hammer it slightly. Now I'm gonna go ahead, I grabbed the 32mm. Gonna go ahead, remove the nut with a breaker bar, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, well, here is the nut right here. I don't know if it's focusing. Let's try. There it is. Right now I'm gonna be removing the tie rod. There is like this small piece right here. Take it out of place. Not bend it too much so I can put it back in. But that's how it looks like. Now I'm gonna be grabbing a 14mm socket. There it is. So when loosening this, all I did was I put the nut flat to the bolt, and then I hammered it with the hammer, and that actually helped a lot making it loose. So that's how it popped out. So I'm gonna take this out of the way. Here's the nut, here's the tie rod. Now it's time to remove this ball joint right here. So I'm using a 14mm socket and a 14mm wrench on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that loose. Let's see if it'll work. There it is. So now I'm gonna loosen this up. All right, here's the bolt. Put that aside, and here is the other bolt right here. That was the nut, this is the bolt. I'm gonna go ahead and try put something in between. Maybe like a screwdriver might help. Almost there. All right, next thing, I gotta take this axle nut out of the way as well, and pretty much we just gotta remove this part right here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hammer it as well. So I'm gonna put this flat, just like what I did with the tie rod. So now this is like kind of flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and hammer it so I can release the axle from the hub. Okay, this thing is very stuck in there. So I used some PB Blaster just to help it out. So I'm gonna put it on the other side as well. Hopefully that works, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep hammering this thing. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It's working. All right, a quick update. I got the axle out. So here's the leak right here. That's the axle. There's a lot of oil coming out and it's dripping, like it's so crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but man, that's a lot. I made sure to put an oil pan underneath because I knew it was gonna spill. I'm gonna go ahead and take the other end of the axle out.
3 hours later.
After hours and hours of trying to remove this axle, I took the axle, the outside part. Unfortunately, I didn't took the inside part. It was very hard to remove, but I rented this piece right here from AutoZone. It's an axle popper. So all you do is like a fork, you put it on the axle itself and then you hammer it. see if it'll work.
Keep hitting it. Okay.
Coming out. That's it?
Yeah. Almost that's it.
Alright.
Leave them. It's not coming out.
I think I need to hit it more. Alright, there it is. Yay! Let's go! Alright. We did it! Okay guys, so I finally removed the axle from the transmission. As you can see, it was giving me an insane amount of trouble. I went to AutoZone, I grabbed an axle topper kit. I rented it for free from their store. But I got that out, and here's how it's looking right now. The leak was coming from right over here, but there was so much trouble going on. So here's a little bit of a comparison between both of them, between the GSP and the regular one. I'm not sure if this is the OEM one, but what I can tell you, there is only one difference between both of them. Actually, I might say two. This part, like you can see, like there's a thicker part right here than this one, so that's one difference. But the main difference I'm kind of worried about is the teeth itself. So this is thinner, this is way thicker. So I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not, but I'm about to find out for you guys and give you guys my opinion about the installation process. So I'm gonna put the new one real quick on, and we'll see how this goes. But first, before I put it back in, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this inside right here. Make sure it's nice and smooth, no dust or debris, because as you guys can see, there's so much going on. So I'm gonna clean this first real quick, and then put the axle back. Alrighty guys, so basically I did my very best to put the axle in. All I did was try to match the teeth with the inside. Just keep pushing as much as you can, and eventually it will work. It took me like a good 5 minutes. It did work, and I don't think this is going anywhere. So now I'm gonna go ahead and install this into the hub and put everything back in place, and then I'll go ahead and make sure everything is clean around the surrounded area. I'm gonna go ahead and put some grease. This will basically protect it from wear. I'm gonna grab paper towel and just rub it right here. That way it will slide smooth into the hub, so I don't have any problems. You don't want to put it on the threads, so if you do, make sure you wipe that out. You just want to put it on this big piece right here, or the big part about it. Okay, put it a little bit right here. Okay. All right, so now I put the axle into the hub. I figured I would remove the inlet that's on the top, which was so much easier. So I took that out and I took the ABS sensor out. But yeah, that's about it for the installation. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the lower ball joint and the tie rod into place. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put the ball joint that is part of the control arm back to its place. I'm trying to wiggle it as much as possible. It's really hard to get it in, so I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm trying to look at the camera. It's actually helping me a lot. Alrighty guys, so I managed trying to put the lower ball joint. What I did was I'm using a jack and I'm using a piece of wood. Alright, so I think it needs more leverage, maybe a little bit more up. Maybe a little bit more. Alright, there it is. So now it's in. So I'm gonna put the bolt or the nut, screw it in. Alright, here it is. Alright, now it should be tight enough. I'm gonna go ahead, lower the jack. Alright, this is on. A little bit more tight. There we go. I'm gonna reinstall the clip that was on there. So now everything is back together. The one last step that I need to put is the axle nut. So this is the big piece right here that goes in. I have the 32 millimeter socket, but I don't have a torque wrench that torques more than 180 foot-pounds. I only have maximum 150. I might as well tie in this real quick and then head to AutoZone tomorrow or Harbor Freight and buy me a better or a stronger torque wrench. That way I can make sure it's tight. Whoa, what is going on? My battery is almost dead. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and install this real quick, untighten it up, and yeah, that's about it, guys. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna go ahead, grab my 32mm socket onto my tool right here. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it as is, take some rest, and tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead, grab me a torque wrench, make sure this is torqued properly. Then the last thing that I need to do is push this piece right here. I need to indent this piece right here. That way the actual nut doesn't come in loose. Then this with like flathead screwdriver, hammer it, and then it should be good to go. But I'm gonna go ahead, get some rest, and I'll update you guys tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so now I finished the process of doing the axle. It was a hectic job, to be honest with you. Alright, so this is pretty much everything I have. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So we got the old axle, we got a jack, some wrenches and sockets. This is definitely the most useful tool you should have for the axle nut, which is the impact gun. And hammer, you're gonna need ratchets, a pry bar for the lower ball joint, and then definitely the most useful thing out of everything was the axle pop kit, which is basically like a shape of a fork. So this is definitely a very recommended tool. I got it rented from AutoZone for free, so definitely grab one if you want to do this job. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much get some rest, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's kind of dark, but I'll keep you guys updated. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Just to let you guys know that this video was actually made 2 years ago. So it was actually made in February 22. Today is February 2024. So basically I've had this axle 2 years and it's been running solid and I have had no issue whatsoever. I made sure to torque it to 190 foot-pounds of torque for the axle nut, and everything works perfect and I have had no issues whatsoever. So my feedback is this: I actually love this axle a lot, and I'm actually going to be replacing my front passenger side axle in the future. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure you subscribe and like and comment if you have any feedbacks. And I will make sure to upload the passenger side for the axle, and I will be uploading more videos as well in the future, so stay tuned. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.